Right now, live at 5, Minnesota students head back to school, but it's not without challenges and concerns for some.
How COVID-19 restrictions prevented a high schooler from in-person learning.
Plus, as preparations continue for a Trump rally in Duluth tomorrow, the top candidates for president criticize each other on politicizing a coronavirus vaccine. And later,
a major funding announcement by the EPA for the Lake Superior Research Institute.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over the city of Duluth. We're looking ahead to tomorrow when Donald Trump Jr. will visit the city. But first, we have some back-to-school news to get to. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Tony has the night off. Minnesota's governor greeted students and educators this morning to welcome the community back to school. Governor Tim Walz, a classroom teacher for more than 20 years, visited an elementary school in Wyoming, Minnesota, as part of a statewide safe learning tour. State leaders want to thank educators, students, and parents for their flexibility during the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the next few weeks, Walz and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan will visit schools across the state, including here in Duluth. Walz and Flanagan also will greet students virtually for those schools doing online learning.
Our goal was to craft a policy based on the best science, to craft a policy based on the best educational model, and to craft a policy hand in hand with local elected officials and their parents to make sure that communities were invested in what we're doing with their children.
The Departments of Education and Health will continue to work with school districts and local health professionals throughout the school year. They'll track the virus and determine if or when a school may need to adjust its learning plan. While many Minnesota students are heading back to class in some fashion today, the first day of school for Hibbing is tomorrow. Families are able to choose between full-time distance or in-person learning. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez introduces us to a middle schooler who decided on her own to learn from home and her selfless reason behind it.
I have an iPad and my little iPad stand and all my notebooks.
13-year-old Olivia Salila is ready for the first day of school.
And I'll be taking science, English, math, social studies.
Olivia is starting 8th grade at Hibbings High School. The school district is letting families choose between in-person or distance learning. Olivia chose the latter.
And I was really looking forward to going back to school and, seeing all my friends.
You see, Olivia lives with her great aunt, and her grandma is just next door. Both are in their 70s with health issues.
They've been super awesome. It's not the same, I'm exposed to a lot of old-timey things. And I'm raised like they raised their kids in the 70s, but I kind of like it too.
She hopes choosing to stay at home will help prevent them from being exposed to COVID-19.
I do not want anything to happen to my grandma and my aunt, and as much as I'd love to go to school, I love them more.
Great Aunt Patty Schaefer became Olivia's guardian after her mother died in 2019.
She has seen more than any child her age should have ever had to see.
Olivia was just 12 years old, her mom falling victim to an addiction.
She was addicted to painkillers, and I think eventually that addiction turned into a heroin addiction too.
Since then, Olivia has vowed to never do drugs.
It was really hard watching her be addicted.
And the women in her life have vowed to keep her on the right path.
I'm trying to teach her everything that she needs for life in a short time.
And Olivia always teaching them too.
She put me on Facebook.
How to do algebra again.
How to do algebra again. I wasn't great the first time around, so the good Lord said, we're going to try this again.
Olivia's first day of school is tomorrow. Best of luck to you, Olivia. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz left the decision on in-person or distance learning up to individual school districts. However, he did require that all students have the option to learn from home if they want to. New tonight at 5, the Esko School District is warning of a positive COVID-19 case on the very first day of school. Esko parents tell us they got that message just a half hour after school let out this afternoon. In the email sent to us by Esko parents, the school district said the person with the positive test result was inside Esko High School today. They did not name the person or say if they are a student or a staff member. They also didn't share when the person was tested. School leaders say anyone who had close contact with the individual will get an email from their local health department. They'll also be excused from school for 14 days along with the person who tested positive. We've reached out to the ESCO School District but did not hear back by news time. President Trump is traveling to Florida and North Carolina today as the presidential campaign continues to heat up. The president will tout environmental goals in the Sunshine State, which includes funding for the Everglades and other national parks, and he'll deliver a campaign speech in North Carolina. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
President Trump says he's prepared to spend his own money on his re-election amid reports he's lost his fundraising advantage to Democratic nominee Joe Biden.
If we need it anymore, I'd put it up personally, like I did in the primaries last time.
During a visit to the battleground state of Florida Tuesday, the president signed an order extending a moratorium on offshore drilling off Florida's Gulf Coast and expanding it to the state's Atlantic coast, as well as the coasts of Georgia and South Carolina. It's a reversal from the administration's earlier pledges to expand drilling off the nation's coast.
This protects your beautiful Gulf and your beautiful ocean, and it will for a long time to come.
In North Carolina later today, President Trump will hold a third campaign rally in 3 weeks. Mail-in voting began Friday in the Tar Heel state, with Election Day now just 8 weeks away. Polls show President Trump locked in a tight race with Democratic nominee Joe Biden in both North Carolina and Florida, where the coronavirus remains a key campaign issue. President Trump has suggested there could be a vaccine for COVID-19 before Election Day.
It's got to be done in a very short period of time. Could even have it during the month of October.
It's not impossible, Judy, but it's unlikely.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is calling for full transparency and is concerned about the vaccine becoming politicized.
We've said so many things that aren't true. I'm worried if we do have a really good vaccine, people are going to be reluctant to take it.
Biden also said that if a vaccine came out tomorrow, he would take it, but stressed the importance of listening to the scientists.
Biden will deliver remarks in Michigan tomorrow. Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris plans to visit Florida later this week. The deck is getting ready to host President Donald Trump's son during his visit to Duluth tomorrow. Donald Trump Jr. is expected to hold a campaign rally in one of the ballrooms. This is a photo of the event setup. You can see the chairs are spaced 6 feet apart. The deck's interim executive director, Roger Reinert, says only 250 people will be allowed in the space. That includes campaign staff, speakers, and media. Reinert says they'll be taking people's temperatures and masks will be required. He added, this is not the biggest event the deck has held since the start of the pandemic. We'll have full coverage of Trump Jr.'s visit to Duluth tomorrow on the CBS 3 News at 5, 6, and 10. Dave's here for a quick look at the weather. It feels like fall out there, Dave.
And it looks like fall as well, Kristen. Let's fire up our live look at the Cotton area. Highway 53, well, we'll see there's a grayish sky up above, and we're going to have a battle between clouds and cold here tonight. It's going to try to stay cloudy, but cold high pressure coming in from the north is going to try to clear things out at the same time, and we'll be splitting the difference and bringing in probably a chance for a little bit of rain for Wisconsin through tomorrow, but a clearer sky for many Minnesotans as we wobble back and forth between the high and the low pressure. But in general, the high pressure will win out for temperatures, and it's going to be chilly. There are freeze and frost alerts tonight for just about everybody except folks in the Upper Peninsula. So gardeners, you've got a few hours to get out there and cover up the crops with sheets and try to keep them from freezing tomorrow morning, because it will be a little bit brisk there. Frosty windshield. A lot of folks be scraping those tomorrow morning. Out the door, low to mid-30s for most of the region. Then partial sunshine in the afternoon, topping out around 55 degrees, which is cooler than normal. But our 7-day forecast does hold a return to the 70s. I'll talk about when we could hope for that blessing in just a bit.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, an uptick in bears is prompting a shutdown of Oak Island in Wisconsin. Plus, Virginia residents are getting featured in a new art installment. City by City is up next. And tonight at 6, as more students take to the internet for school this year, there are some important online safety tips parents need to know to keep their children safe.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
The Garage. It's your space. Get a garage fit for man's best friend with our Doghouse 34 by 26 garage. Store all of the equipment you need today. No matter what you put in your space, trust us to build it right. Economy Garages. Built right, priced right.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 100 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
Storm damage happens, and when it does, turn to Peak Construction Roofing, the Northland's storm damage experts. Peak simplifies the process for you every step of the way. We offer insurance claims assistance and free storm damage inspections. Call Peak Construction Roofing today and let us take care of you.
I don't really want you anymore, and what you told me isn't how it truly is. Plus, my life has changed, and I don't know what to do.
Attention, Duluth area. Do you feel you should break up with your timeshare? Join us and other owners for a free seminar in the Duluth area Wednesday, September 16th. This seminar will cover how the timeshare industry has been and will be impacted by our current situation. Attendees will also learn how our accredited contract cancellation firm can legally help. To reserve a seat, call 989-BREAKUP today.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Bayfield, Wisconsin. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast in just a few minutes, but first let's take a look around the region. An uptick in bear activity continues to plague tourism on the Apostle Islands. Plus, as the temperatures drop, the Ruth House is preparing to open its doors to those in need. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Starting off locally in Superior, where the Ruth House is preparing to open its warming center as temperatures continue to fall. The Ruth House still needs 15 more cots to house those in need. The house serves as an emergency daytime shelter and provides services such as laundry, hygiene items, and religious services. Meanwhile, a spike in unusual bear activity is prompting the Forest Service to close off public access to the Apostle Islands entirely. You'll recall a few weeks ago when we reported some trails along the islands were closed to the public due to the rise in bear activity. Those restrictions are now in place across all of Oak Island. This time of year, bears become more active due to a shortage of food and the coming winter. Oak Island is the largest of the Apostle Islands and has the largest bear population. And finally, we're finishing off in Virginia, where a new mural will join a community beautification effort. The newest piece was designed by Wisconsin artist Kelly Meredith and depicts Silver Lake Beach. Meredith is also responsible for several other murals displayed across the city that honor the town's history. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, how the home improvement business is thriving during the pandemic.
Well, here's a look up Highway 53 farther north than Cotton towards the Ash Lake area. And the sky above there is on the clearer side as cooler high pressure threatens to send a big chill to much of our area overnight tonight. We'll talk about who gets a freeze warning and who gets a frost advisory coming up after the break.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS 3 News with Kristen Vaki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
In the race for a vaccine, the finish line is approaching. Safety protocols in place. And the greatest economy the world has ever seen coming back to life. But Joe Biden wants to change that.
I would shut it down.
Why would we ever let Biden kill countless American businesses, jobs, and our economic future when President Trump's great American comeback is now underway?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
We are making progress in downtown Duluth. Lake Avenue has now reopened to traffic. Plus, Season 3 of Superior Street reconstruction is moving right along with an expected completion this fall. In these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to support our small, locally owned businesses, especially those in our construction zone. Whether it's a takeout meal or dining in, retail purchase or gift cards, they all make an impact in our community. Check out our progress and show your love for downtown Duluth small businesses.
A little compassion goes a long way at Arrowhead Supply. Donate $50 or more to charity and save more than ever before on stressless seating. Get up to $400 off stressless recliners and office chairs. Plus save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. Now's the perfect time to help others and fill your home with the unmatched comfort and beauty of stressless seating. Shop Arrowhead Supply, 1819 West Superior Street in Duluth and 214 2nd Avenue North in Virginia.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Economy Garages. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Hard on the heels of the second warmest summer in our region's history, now we've got a big cool down that's going to feel very autumny. And technically, summer doesn't end until the 22nd, but tonight and maybe even tomorrow night are going to be a little bit brisk as cold Arctic air takes over our region. So inland northern Minnesota is looking at a straight up freeze warning with low temps near 30. The North Shore, east central Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin looking at a frost advisory with lows from about 32 to 35 degrees. Folks in the UP, off the hook for the time being, but it probably will be in the 30s there as well. And maybe it's not so bad because towards the mountains, they've already received about a foot of snow. I don't think we're going to get any snow, but a little bit of rain is possible tomorrow for folks in Wisconsin. We'll talk more about it, of course, after looking at some of the current stats, which include a reading of 51 degrees at Duluth International. 52% is the relative humidity, and a north-northwest wind is going 6 miles per hour. 30.33 inches of mercury is the air pressure, and surface pressure should increase as high pressure from the north takes over for a couple of days. 47s, that's what we see in the Upper Peninsula right now for current temps. Same deal in Grand Marais by the Bay. 49 Hayward, 51 Ashland, and 52 in Superior. 50 for our friends in Moose Lake and Willow River, two harbors as well, and Ely also. 47 right now in Hibbing and Chisholm, and probably Nashua, Keewatin, and Buell to boot. 50 degrees for the folks in Grand Rapids, and 48 right now International Falls. Again, low temps tonight around the region will fall into the 30s, and that's why we have those advisories in place and even warnings for the cold weather. Gardeners, do what you have to do before it gets too cold by tomorrow morning. Doppler map right now shows lower pressure off to the west and a little bit to the south. The Colorado low is trying to push clouds into our region, trying to push a little bit of light rain into Wisconsin and the UP. At the same time, the higher pressure and the colder weather is coming in from the north. So the proverbial splitting of the difference likely sets us up for a Wednesday through Friday, which may be a little more sunny for Minnesota and perhaps a little cloudier and a little showerier for folks in Wisconsin and the UP. So for Wednesday, folks in Wisconsin have a 30% chance for some showers, while people in Minnesota likely will have a partly cloudy to partly sunny sky. Well, once we get out of Friday and into Saturday, that big low pressure system from Colorado comes our way, but I think its snow will be spent, and it's likely going to bring us a 70% chance of rain Saturday, which in turn goes away as early as Sunday. Now, We're starting cold this week with our 7-day forecast, but there's a warm finish, and I'll show you that right now. Here's the cool start. Minnesota, clear and cool tonight. Lows from 30 to 35 inland, maybe 40 right by the lake. Into Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps there will be in the mid-30s, partly cloudy and cool for folks there. Then for tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, you get a 30% chance for rain showers with your highs anywhere from 51 to 56. In Minnesota, mid-50s for the high temps, even by the lake. So the cloud cover makes things fairly uniform. And as far as cloud cover goes, we'll have partial sunshine. So it could be almost mostly cloudy. Now we fire up the 7-day forecast and we see this cool down isn't going to last forever. We'll go from 55 on Wednesday to perhaps the mid-60s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. After the rain chance Saturday, Kristen, getting pretty close to 70 by next Monday and Tuesday.
That makes me very happy. I'm not quite ready. I love fall. I'm just not ready for the temperatures quite yet.
I wish I could take these two and put them on the weekend.
Can you make that happen?
I'd like to get one last swim in on Lake Vermilion.
Yeah. Well, put a call in, Dave. See what you can do.
All right, we'll see.
Thanks, Dave. $14 million is on the way to help restore the Great Lakes, specifically here in the Twin Ports region. The Environmental Protection Agency and local lawmakers announced that funding today. The money will help fund research projects and restore the Great Lakes, including $5 million for UW Superior's Lake Superior Research Institute. That will help them continue research on preventing invasive species from being relocated through ships' ballast water,
so that we can try to eliminate the introduction and movement of invasive species throughout the Great Lakes, which are having a deleterious effect on the Great Lakes.
EPA and UW Superior leaders say these new projects will give students hands-on experience they can use in the future. The pandemic has been difficult for many businesses, but those involved with home improvement are thriving. Tom Hansen explains.
When the pandemic started, the Lovin family found themselves at home more, so they decided to renovate the backyard, including a new deck.
You want where you live if you have to work there, and if you have young children, you want it to be as lovely as it can possibly be.
The Lovins hired a local company, MG Construction and Decks.
Business has been crazy. It is really good.
A consumer specialist survey found 57% of homeowners made improvements this spring, and plenty of people are doing it themselves, which is driving up sales at hardware stores. Home Depot recently posted its strongest quarterly sales growth in 20 years, but the demand is leading to a shortage of supplies, especially lumber.
The do-it-yourself market went crazy, and then eventually the construction picked back up again, and we saw record levels of construction across the country right now, and that put a real tight squeeze on the supply of lumber.
Steve Sala is president of lumber buying cooperative LBM Advantage. He says prices for wood have tripled in some places, and lumber mills likely won't ship new orders until October.
The supply chain right now has limited capacity out there. We're seeing record prices everywhere as supply and demand is just at the largest mismatch I've seen in my 13 years in this business.
Sala says shortages should start to ease this fall, but prices likely won't return to normal until early next year.
Still to come, new data shows a huge surge in gun sales across Minnesota since the start of the pandemic. We're taking a closer look at the numbers after the break.
During the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture, everything's on sale, up to 30% off. Every sofa, sectional, and recliner. Get free no-contact shipping, plus no interest financing until 2024. The Labor Day sale, now at Home Furniture.
Right now, millions of people and billions of devices are connected to the internet. Homes, businesses, hospitals, schools. The security and reliability of these connections are more important than ever. That's why at MediaCom, we've built a network to protect them. A network that sees threats, fixes problems before they occur, and keeps you going with 99.99% network reliability.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet, your simple and affordable choice for bathtubs, showers, surrounds, and safety tubs. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022, or get your dream bathroom for as little as $69 a month. This offer ends September 30th, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out-of-this-world service and down-to-earth price.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $400 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
I was diagnosed with diabetes at 13, so I got to work. I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I became a national advocate. Went door to door in Brainerd, then St. Paul. Went up to Canada to bring back insulin for a fraction of what drug companies charge here. But Pete Stopper went to Washington and voted against making healthcare and prescription drugs more affordable. I approve this message because Minnesota can't afford Pete Stopper in Congress.
Coming up tonight, a major funding announcement by the EPA for the Lake Superior Research Institute.
After a really hot summer, now things are starting to go the other direction. Freeze warning for some folks tonight. We'll talk about how low the temps will go.
Tonight at 6.
Families are reeling right now, enduring illness, losing their employers' plans in droves. They need lifelines now. My plan lowers healthcare costs, gets us universal coverage quickly when Americans desperately need it. This is my promise to you. When I'm president, I will take care of your health care coverage and your family the same way I would my own. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
During our Labor Day sale at Home Seasonal Concepts, patio closeouts continue with year-end savings on everything patio up to 50% off. And now you can finance it with no interest until 2024. Plus, get free no-contact shipping. Labor Day patio closeouts, now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
A black Democratic legislator will lead a new Wisconsin task force on racial disparities and police policies. State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos appointed Representative Sheila Stubbs to co-chair the task force. Stubbs has been an outspoken critic of Republican legislators' work on racial disparities and police brutality. Last week, she blasted the GOP for not taking any action during a special session on use of force policies. Governor Tony Evers called the session after a white police officer shot Jacob Blake, who is black, in Kenosha last month. New numbers show more and more Minnesotans are still interested in buying guns, a trend that we've been watching nationwide throughout the pandemic. According to the National Shooting Sports Foundation, nearly 35,000 background checks for gun purchases were processed in Minnesota this August. That's 13,000 more than August of last year. Gun dealers in Minnesota attribute a surge in firearm sales to anxiety over the coronavirus, civil unrest, and the uncertainties involving the presidential race. Essentia Health announced today its Hermantown Urgent Care Clinic will be closed until further notice. Hospital spokespeople say they recently added 3 new locations to help meet demand. This temporary closure will help them allocate resources elsewhere. We have a list of other Essentia Urgent Care clinics on our website. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Have our certified nurse midwives provide personal one-on-one support and guidance for your next pregnancy. Visit essentiahealth.org to learn more.
Today we say so long summer and hello fall with the new DQ Fall Blizzard menu. There's the always festive pumpkin pie, tasty new caramel apple pie, and more delicious fall flavors than ever. Right now on the new DQ Fall Blizzard menu. If you're craving fall, you can find it at DQ. Happy tastes good.
You can have a great time out at Fond Duluth and get paid for it. From frontline customer service to something more technical, your new career could be right in downtown Duluth. Stop in during business hours or go to our website to find job listings and apply.
When the Kubota arrives, the workday gets easier.
serves you better than Lulich Implement.
DBS, your all things basement-y company. Does your home have uneven or sloping floors? How about cracked drywall, stair-stepping cracks, or bowed basement walls? You may have a problem with your foundation. Call the specialists at DBS. They thoroughly inspect your property and provide a permanent solution to your foundation problem. We offer a fully transferable warranty, unmatched in our area. Contact DBS, your all things basement-y company, for a free, no-obligation estimate. Call or visit us online. DBS, helping your family have a healthy, safe, and comfortable home.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, your fall fashion headquarters with new arrivals daily. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of today's top stories. Governor Tim Walz, who was a teacher for more than 20 years, visited an elementary school in Wyoming, Minnesota as part of a statewide safe learning tour. State leaders want to thank educators, students, and parents for their flexibility during the COVID-19 pandemic. And tonight at 6, with children being online more than ever during distance learning, some parents are concerned about their kids' safety. We'll have some tips on the digital world tonight at 6. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.